This is a serious delay pedal. The Carl Martin Echotone. This is gotta be tops for a lot of people on delay pedals as far as the scheme of delay pedals that are out there. Boy, this is a nice pedal. Your first control is echo. That's the amount of a kind of wet versus dry signal. Feedback would be the number of repeats that comes for the delay. You can control the tone of the repeats, which is kind of cool. So you can get a real lo-fi bounce off of it, or you can get a really, really bright and present. And then, of course, time at the end. Now, time is bypassed when you switch it into tap tempo mode. So you do have tap tempo. The rest of the controls stay the same. Now, there's a few other controls that I want to talk about on this that make it really, really cool and different than, certainly a lot of other delay pedals that are out there. You look at the top and there's 4 jacks. Now, I'm not a crazy engineer type person. When I see a lot of jacks, I actually tend to get intimidated because they all have my name. This is easier than it looks. This has a built-in effects loop for the delay effect. An effects loop on an amp lets you put your delays and reverbs and modulations in so that they don't get distorted. It comes in after the amp's distortion. So on this, you can insert an effect into the effects loop that will just affect the delays, the repeats. So if you wanted to have tremolo on just the repeats or any effect you can think of, you could delay your delay. What I'm going to do is be a little bit more practical about it, but I'm also going to, in the next part of this demo, show you, put in the compressor, and we're going to compress the repeats and sort of see how that works. This is the Carl Martin Classic Optical Compressor. So it's a very transparent, it's more of a mellow compressor. It doesn't give you that real squishy compressor sound like you'd expect, but you will notice it makes an effect on the repeats. The other control that this has that's kind of unique is this little switch up here. This is a tails switch, and we're going to show this at the end. I'm also going to throw in the Carl Martin Echotone and do some Brian May inspired stuff and show you how, if you're using this for like a lead tone, one of the cool things about this switch is with this switch this way, when you turn the effect off, your repeats will drag out. You won't get any new repeats off of whatever you play after that, but the repeats won't die. If you flip it back this way, when you turn it off, it's off, the repeats disappear. But this can be really cool, like if you're playing a song and you need to come out of a solo where you don't want it to be quite so harsh, or if you do fancier stuff, you can have the repeats keep swaying through while you turn the effect off, so you have a new dry signal for what you're playing now, but the repeats of the old thing. So you could get really crazy with that, especially with how many repeats you can get with this pedal. So we're going to focus on those controls for the majority of the demo. This pedal can, of course, do slapback, it can do these long, big, airy repeats, but for this demo, I really want to focus more on these other controls, because I think that's one of the things that really sets it apart. The repeats are beautiful. They have this sort of slight analog warble to them, which is really, really nice. But I want to focus on the send and return and this guy right here. Playing a Fender Stratocaster loaded with Righteous Sound Opals, which are a 50s inspired pickup set. Playing into a Fender Bassman. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next time.
You